Hi, welcome to, this is Crystal. This is a Deity day, so it's Thursday, which means that we're going to be focusing on the Book of Shadows aspect. So just as a quick little hello, this is what a Book of Shadows is. So every pagan or witch or Wiccan has kind of like a log. It's a story almost. It's kind of like a diary where you write in all of your thoughts, your feelings, your chants, your spells, anything you learn or things that you need to reference to, you write down in like a Book of Shadows. Right now, my current one is literally just a composition notebook, and it's one I've been using for 2 years now. And then these ones right here, I have these three right here, which I've had for what feels like forever. And then this one I got for my birthday a couple of years ago. And then there's this one, which I bought when I was in Seattle. So each of them kind of in a way holds this, there, that, and the other. This is my crystal grimoire, focusing on all of my studies related to crystals. This one deals with spells and chants. This is more of like my actual feelings, more spells than more spells. All of these spells that I have put in these books are all of the ones that I've worked on personally. This one, on the other hand, this one contains more of like a little bit of actually everything. So it's got like divination, it's got chants and ways to create certain things, stuff like that. So more recently, I have been trying to do more with herbs, and just because like I don't know a lot about herbs. So in this particular Deity Day, we're going to go over the herbs associated with the zodiac signs. So I'm going to list the zodiac signs and which herb goes with what. So, and then at the very end, I'm going to give you a chant that I wrote in December of last year. So it's to forgive others. So we have a little bit of herbs and how to make tinctures, what you use for applying to different things. You could put them, they're usually used with, you're supposed to ingest them. So all of the herbs I'm about to list, I'm not at all saying that you should make a tincture out of any of these and drink them right away. Do your research. These are just as like a reference. If you want to make an oil, like that you can apply to a candle whenever you dress candles for your ritual. So let's jump into it. So for Aquarius, the herbs that are attached to Aquarius, the most common ones anyway, are elderberry, fumigantry, and then mullein. So those three are for Aquarius. Next is Pisces, which is longwort, meadowsweet, and rosehip. For Aries, we have cowslip, garlic, hops, mustard, and rosemary. For Taurus, we have coltsfoot, bloviage, mint, and thyme. For Gemini, we have caraway, dill, lavender, parsley, and vervain. For Cancer, we have argamony, balm, daisies, hyssop, and jasmine. For Leo, we have bay, borage, chamomile, marigold, poppy, and rue. For Virgo, we have fennel, savory, cedarwood, and valerian. For Libra, we have pennyroyal, primrose, violets, and yarrow. For Scorpio, we have basil, tarragon, wormwood. And then for Sagittarius, we have feverfew, house leek, mallow, and sage. And then finally for Capricorn, we have comfrey, cereal, and then Solomon's seal. So again, just to iterate, the herb list I just gave you is from my personal Book of Shadows, but I do not necessarily condone or say that you should go make tinctures out of these, tinctures in which you ingest. Instead, these ones are all safe for the hands, for if you were to apply to a candle for dressing. But if you're about to use any herb of any kind, I strongly suggest you do the research behind each of them, find what are poisonous, to ingest or poisonous to your skin. If you don't know if you're allergic to the herb, there is a back of the hand test, or the part right here on your wrist where you just take a little tiny bit of the herb and you rub it on your wrist or the back of your hand. You wait 20 minutes, and if you have an inflammation where the skin's red, puffy, and sensitive to the touch, then that means you're allergic to it, and you should make a note to be wary of this herb and just stay away from it altogether. So, but if say you're doing, the reason why I'm giving you these lists of herbs for these particular things is when you're doing self-identity, or what I like to call light craft, where you try to focus on where your craft is centered around you, where you're empowering yourself, or you're trying to get yourself through that day that you can't necessarily get through, taking some of the herbs paired with some crystals and a candle to kind of like empower yourself, you would take the herbs and you would put them into an oil. And so say, since I'm a Virgo, so I would take some fennel and I would take some valerian and I would put it into 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and I would mix it together after grinding it down in my mortar and pestle, and then I would find a candle color that I'm attracted to or that relates to the thing that I need. So say I took white because I need some more just natural energies boosting into my life, or I need some form of purity or divine interference for whatever is needed in my life at the time. I'd apply this Virgo oil to the candle, and while I'm dressing it, I'm constantly thinking about the different ways I can empower my own personal energy into the oil that I've let sit for now 3 days, because the best way to absorb the natural oils from the herbs is to let it sit for 3 days in a dark place, because light can change all of the different things that go on in herbs when they're trying to be absorbed into a chemical or a natural base, which would be your extra virgin olive oil. And I would apply it to my candle, and I'd set crystals that I'm drawn to, or Virgo crystals. So, for an example of a Virgo crystal is sardonyx. Another one would be sapphire. And I would put those next to my candle. I would say, these are all the things I need today. I would chant those power words. So I say I need strength, I need energy, and I need the goddess's will upon me. So I would say, goddess's will, I need strength and I need energy. Goddess's will, I need strength, I need energy. And you chant it 3 times, or however long until you feel strong and confident about your spell. And then either you let the candle burn out on its own, some witches that's the way they prefer to do it, or you just blow it out or snuff it. I don't believe in blowing it out, so I would hope that you would snuff it. Okay, so next is covering a tincture. Tinctures are you take a vial, okay? So say you have a vial that is any particular size, doesn't matter. You do 3/4 of it are the herb that you're trying to get the base from, to get the extract from. You fill it 3/4 of the way up with the herb, and then you fill up all the rest of the space with water. Pretty much you could use water. Water takes longer, and it doesn't have the best effect, but a lot of people say that if you use vodka or rum, that it extracts it more efficiently, like you get an actual thing. And then when it comes to actually ingesting it, it's more like taking a shot of alcohol, but you get the herbal benefits where it's not tainted by anything else. The alcohol just kind of acts as like a standard base, and it doesn't influence your tincture at all. But again, you would store that 3/4 herb, the rest of it filled completely with the liquid all the way to the top of either rum or vodka or water, and you keep that stored away for 4 to 6 weeks, and you keep it in the dark, uncovered, untouched. You just leave it completely covered and untouched. And then after that time has passed, you would then use a cheesecloth to grate you would pass the liquid through a cheesecloth that is covering your basin, or like a mason jar, and that liquid that comes through at the bottom with no herb in it left is the tincture, and you can then ingest it however it means necessary. Again, do your research about which herbs you're planning on using so they're not toxic to you or you're not allergic to them in any way. So to close up this Deity Day study, I wanted to give you this chant that I was asked to make by my personal coven. So I'm giving you a page from my book. So here is the chant. Lady and Lord, hear me as I pray, to forgive those whom led me astray. Fill me with strength to withstand the constant pain that leaves its brand. I know deep down you will do what's right, so bless them with love till they see the light. That is my to forgive others prayer. I say that prayer pretty much any time I have a bad day at work or I deal with people who are necessarily negative influences on my life. So that's me. That's that. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Deity Day on this Thursday. This is February 7th. I'm wanting to jump ahead in months, but that aside. So I hope you learned a little bit. If you didn't learn anything at all, I'm sorry. And I do hope that in the next Deity Day, maybe you guys could leave comments below about what you might want to know from my Book of Shadows personally, or any questions I can help answer or guide you towards things that you might want to learn. All the information that I've taken, that I've shared with you, is from many different pagan authors. Some Edwin McCoy, some Lisa Hall, some Raven Gramassi, some Starhawk, and then, of course, all of these people that I just mentioned are all huge supporters of the pagan community and are kind of actually really big in the pagan community. So I suggest that you pick up their books. This is not necessarily a plug. I'm just saying that I gain my influence from as many different authors as I can. Scott Cunningham was another reference. So I hope that when you go forward, this will maybe entice you to want to learn more, or maybe maybe you're trying to figure out your path. So I hope we can continue to move on this journey. So like I usually say, merry meet, merry part, and may we merry meet again.